Hello everyone, it's Melissa Metcalf Leroy here, coming to you live from the fitness center at Foothills Wellness Center. Going to give everyone just a few minutes to join us. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit here. I just noticed in the background that you can't really see the entire mat here in the camera. There we go. Okay. Making sure that everyone can see me. So tonight is Thursday, April the 23rd, 6 p.m. 30-minute free yoga here at Foothills Wellness Center with your instructor, me. Thanks everyone for joining us. So last Thursday night, and most Thursdays if you take the in-person class here at the fitness center at Foothills Wellness Center, it is beginner yoga. So we decided to do a chair yoga because many of you have reached out even before we started doing the live videos and said, hey Melissa, I just can't get down as easy onto the mat and onto the floor anymore to do yoga. So have you thought about doing chair yoga? And I personally love chair yoga. Whenever I'm sitting for long periods of time, I do a little bit in whatever seat that I happen to be in, whether it's the car, whether it's my computer chair, whatever the circumstance is. So I said, sure, let's give it a shot. So we did the first chair yoga routine last Thursday night. It went over very well. Thank you so much for all of you who reached out and made some really positive comments, greatly appreciated. So tonight we decided to also do another chair yoga routine. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna mosey on back here to the chair and let's get this party started. Here we go. All right, so if you have a chair, we're gonna go ahead and sit in our chair. If you've taken an in-person class from me before or you've watched some of the live videos, then you know that my routines always start out and end in perfect pose. So perfect pose is whatever's most comfortable for you. If you're in a chair though, we need to make sure that we are sitting up nice and straight and tall. Our shoulders are square, chin is level. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. So open up that chest a little bit, push them back just a little bit. Not too much where it's uncomfortable, but we just want to be relaxed. My hands are softly in my lap, just above my knees here. And I'm just going to start focusing on my breath. So I'm going to take an inhale through my nose, exhale through my mouth. So deep lymphatic breathing. Next, I'm going to focus on my core. So I'm going to find that belly button, suck it to my spine, and when I do, you automatically notice two things. Those bum muscles contract, so you're kind of holding onto the chair, and you get a little taller. So we're lengthening and stretching that spine. So once again, deep breathing. In through our nose, out through our mouth. And here, if you'll notice in the camera, my eyes have started to flutter closed. So what I'm doing here is I'm coming into the present moment. I'm coming into this space. So for 30 minutes, I'm focusing on me. This is my self-care. I'm not going to worry about what happened today. I'm not going to worry about tomorrow's to-do list, this evening's to-do list. I'm not going to worry about anything else except for me in this present moment and taking care of myself. So with each inhale, what I want you to focus on is erasing away your day. Just push it off in that far corner. We'll retrieve it at the end of the 30 minutes. Start turning in. So try to block out the sounds from inside and outside the room where you're practicing. One more deep breath in. And then gently exhale it out through your mouth. One more time. This time notice when you take that inhale, we're sitting up taller, so we're filling that abdomen, that air's coming up into our chest, into our shoulders, and then when we breathe it out through our mouth, You'll notice my shoulders sink just a little bit, chest goes in, and then I'm finally finding that belly button, sucking it to my spine. Check those sits bones, those hips, that bum on that chair, making sure that there's even weight, even pressure, making sure that you have even weight, even pressure on those feet as well. I'm going to do one more breath. And I'm slowly, if you have closed those eyes, I'm slowly going to flutter those eyes open. Just acclimating back to the light and to the sights. Notice I've held that position the entire time. Good. So now what we're going to go into is a little bit of a warm-up. So for you guys watching at home and or participating later on our YouTube channel, you can leave your chair right where it is. Because you can't really see me except for one angle here. I'm going to have to get up and move the chair around so that way you can see the exact position that you need to be in for these poses. So warm up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently stand up. I'm going to turn my chair. We're going to go into some cat-cow. So normally we would be on the floor for cat-cow. It's very easy to do cat-cow in a chair. So for those of you who have desk jobs, you work on the computer a lot, you drive a lot, this is a great exercise if you find yourself waiting or if you find some free time, free moments to go into cat-cow. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. When we do, we're lifting that chin up and we're going to find that belly button. Push it out, but still have that core engaged. So don't let that belly flop into that lap. You want that core engaged at all times, and you want to make sure that you are sitting up nice and straight and tall and shoulders are square. I have my hands, as you can see, just on top of my knees here. I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm lifting that chin up. When my neck says stop, stop. I'm arching my back in the back so that belly button is going out to my knees. Exhale through your mouth, chin to your chest. Finding that belly button, sucking it to my spine and arching my back over. So notice my shoulders are rounded here for cat. So inhale, coming back into cow. And exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Let's do that 2 more times, making sure that we're warmed up here. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. On our next inhale, we're going to come back to where our spine is straight. We're sitting up nice and straight and tall. We're back into perfect pose. So shoulders are relaxed, shoulders are square, chin is level. Couple of deep breaths in and out here. Just resetting. Good. So now we're going to go into a simple spinal twist. So from here, I'm going to take that left elbow, I'm going to bend that left elbow. I'm gently going to rotate that shoulder back and just wrap that elbow around the back of the chair. So you've noticed now that that shoulder's gently back. I've opened up my chest. So I'm going to allow for even deeper breaths here. With that right hand, you can leave that right hand just gently hanging on the side of the chair. If there's a chair rail there or the seat, you can hold on. If you want a deeper stretch, I'm going to tell you what to do in just a moment. So when you're here, I'm going to be looking out in the same direction that my chest is pointing for now. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. On that exhale, if you want to go deeper, I'm going to take that right hand, placing it on the seat on the left side, and I'm gently going to turn my neck and chin to where now I'm pointing over that left shoulder. So I've deepened the stretch, I've deepened that spinal twist here, particularly in that mid-back, mid-thoracic region. That is the region that houses all of our digestive issues. And that's why yoga is a wonderful practice for not just your nervous system, but also your digestive system. So these nice, gentle twists help our digestive system, our nervous system, and also our respiratory system, and being able now to breathe deeply. So here, still deep lymphatic breathing in through your nose. Notice when I do that, I'm sitting up just a little taller. Exhale through your mouth. So we're going to hold this position for 5 breaths. Once again, if you do not have a great range of motion in that neck, when that neck says stop, stop. So if you're only able to go here, that's perfectly fine. We've got 2 more breaths. If you can see really well in the camera, notice that my hips are still level on the chair, so I'm not leaned over on that left hip. I have even pressure on both hips, both right and left. And on that exhale, we're slowly going to release, coming back forward. Hands are gently going to be in our lap, sitting up nice and straight and tall. Ensure that that core is still engaged. 2 breaths here in perfect pose. Because remember, this is our rest and recovery. And 1 more. Good. All right, so I'm going to turn my chair. You guys get ready. Bend that left elbow. I'm sorry, I said left. Right elbow. It's been that kind of day. My apologies. All right, bend that right elbow. We're going to loop it around the back of the chair. Notice that my hand is gently here, so I'm not white knuckling. I don't have a fist. I'm just allowing that hand to be in that space. All right, check the feet position. Even weight on those feet, stacked directly underneath those knees. Even weight and pressure on those sits bones. We're going to start looking in the direction that our chest is pointing. So we've got this nice gentle twist going on here. Left hand is down by the chair. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. On that exhale, you're going to go a little deeper if you can. So if that means just going here on the outside of that right knee, the chair, wherever you would like to go, you can. Just listen to your body. So we've got this nice, deeper spinal twist going on. Chest is open for those deep breaths. So inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So inhale, sitting up nice and tall, just a little taller. So we're lengthening that spine also along with that nice spinal twist. Exhale through your mouth. Remember 5 breaths, so I have 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Once again, make sure even pressure on those hips. No strain on those neck muscles. And 1 more. On that exhale, I'm slowly going to allow that left arm to come, releasing that right elbow. Hands are back in my lap on top of my knees. I'm back into perfect pose, chin is level, shoulders are square. Even weight on those hips, even weight on those feet. Breathing for 2 breaths. One more. next inhale, what I want you to do is I want you to gently grab either side of your chair. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. Please don't be in a rolling chair. That's very dangerous for chair yoga, so make sure that you have a sturdy chair while you're doing this, okay? You don't want any injuries, not in a live class or in-person class, so please be very careful. All right, so once you have a hold of that chair, we're going to take a deep breath in. On that exhale, we're gently going to push ourselves up, coming to a standing position. Now, I'm going to turn my chair where you can see. We're going to go into, now that we're warmed up, we're going to go into a triangle with the chair. So in a triangle, on the mat, you of course would have to extend the arm that's going down all the way to the mat. The nice thing about chair yoga and doing the triangle is you only have to extend your arm here, so you're able to really focus on opening up that chest and opening up those hip flexors and that pelvic region. So what we're going to do is I want you to stand facing the chair here. I'm going to take a step out with my left, step forward, where my right foot is about halfway in between the seat of the chair. From here, I'm going to come up on the ball of my left foot, and I'm going to take a step back with that left. Grab onto the chair if you need to, wherever that's comfortable for you. So notice I'm rocking. I'm trying to really get my footing here, checking that calf and hamstring. You want a nice stretch, however, you do not want to feel like something is about to pop, okay? So that's not good. Notice though that my left foot, if this was a clock dial, my right foot is at 12 o'clock and my left foot would probably be about 7, 8 o'clock on that clock dial. That's how I have it. The heel is flat on the back of the mat or back of the floor, wherever you're practicing. From here, I'm going to take that right hand and put it even with that right foot. So in the middle of that seat on the edge, so my thumb is actually going to wrap over the edge of the chair here. From here, I'm finding that belly button, sucking it to my spine. Notice that the right knee is still bent a little bit. Okay, we'll get to that point in just a second. So the right knee should be directly above that right ankle. From here, I'm just going to take that left arm and I'm going to transition it up into the air. I'm going to get my balance, and notice when I do that, my chest opens. And then also you're going to feel that a little bit in that right groin muscle. And then notice those hip flexors and those hips, that psoas muscle on the left side, we're really opening up. We're probably even going to feel it in the back left, from about your mid-thoracic, middle back, all the way down to that lumbar SI area. And then also that left side oblique. Now you can either keep looking straight ahead, or if you want that deeper range of motion, stretch in that shoulder, look up to that left middle finger here. Now, remember I said that that right knee is bent. Here, if you're comfortable here and you're like, yes, Melissa, I want to go to the next level, gently rock back, straightening that right leg. Notice, what happens? There's a little bit more imbalance. You really have to engage that core, finding that belly button, sucking it to your spine. That's good. Yoga works on core balance, and as we age, that's something that we all need to be working on, is our core balance. So we're breathing. Notice when I take a deep breath in, what happens to my fingertips? You can actually see them, can't you? Just a little bit go up in the camera. So deep breath in, exhale. So I'm actually separating those shoulder blades, which is a good thing as well. One more, inhale. And on that exhale, I'm going to gently allow that left arm to come down. As I'm twisting my neck safely down, I'm bending that right knee, coming here, and then notice what happens as my left heel comes up. I'm on the left ball of my foot. I'm going to grab onto the chair with both hands and simply take a step forward, where both feet are even, and then gently coming up, engaging that core though, and coming to a standing position. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So I'm going to move the chair down here so you guys can see. So we're going to be doing triangle to the opposite side. And it's kind of hard. I keep having to look at the camera to make sure you can see everything that I'm doing here. All right, so we're going to stand facing the chair. I'm going to take a step out with that right foot, step forward with the left, once again in the middle of that seat, bringing that left palm down as I'm bending that left knee, and then I'm going to take a step back with this right leg. So I'm going to lift that heel up. I'm on the ball of that right foot. If you need to hold on to the chair here, do so to take a step back. That's perfectly fine. So my right foot is now at an angle. Once again, this left foot is pointed at 12 o'clock if it is a clock dial, and then my right foot's going to be about 4, maybe 3, 4 o'clock. That's where it's going to fall on the clock dial. So once again here, engaging that core. So notice when I engage the core, what happens? My chest comes out just a little bit, okay, and those bum muscles contract. So inhale, we're gently allowing that right arm to come up. We're opening up that chest. My left knee, as you can see, is still bent. So here, focusing on your form, it's always best to do this one in a mirror so you can look over and see, oh, is my arm straight in the air? You can keep that chin pointed in the direction your chest is going, or you can turn up and look at that right middle finger. If that feels good to you and you want to go to the next level, then simply straighten that left leg or left knee, but keep that left knee softly bent. So you can see here how I'm just wavering it just a little bit. You don't want to hyperextend that knee here in this position. I'm breathing. So once again, deep breath. So when I am taking a deep breath in, I'm actually expanding my lung capacity here, my rib cage, and then I'm also lengthening my spine. So once again, you can see when I take a deep breath in, that arm goes up, exhale. And so I'm increasing the space between my shoulder blades, getting a little bit more scapula movement in that right side. One more. And on that exhale, I'm going to bring that right arm down, gently bending that left knee as that right arm comes down, twisting to where now I have a hold of the chair, and then I'm going to place that left hand on the back of the chair safely, taking a step forward with that right foot, and then engaging that core, coming up to where we're actually in mountain position. So I'm going to turn where you can see this. So in mountain position, we want to make sure that our feet are directly below those hips. Hands are gently to the side. This is our rest and recovery position. Good, 2 breaths. Nice. All right, I'm going to turn the chair once more. We're going to go into a little bit more of what we would normally do in a physical class or a math class. We're going to go into downward dog. So a lot of people have issues with downward dog because it does require a little bit of strength in those arms, shoulders, the upper back muscles, and then also your legs as well. However, it's a wonderful stretch to go into, particularly for knees and if you have any IT band issues, and calves also. So in order to get into downward dog in the chair position, we're going to be standing facing the seat of the chair. I'm going to engage that core, find that belly button, squeeze those bum muscles. I'm going to come down to the chair, wrapping my hands around the end of the seat position here. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a step back from the chair. Now I'm going to place my palms on the seat, and I'm simply going to inch my fingers forward, coming into this downward dog position. So notice what I'm doing here with my shoulders is I'm taking my shoulders back and together. My knees are softly bent. However, you're going to start to feel this kind of creep up from your Achilles tendon all the way up the back of that calf into that hamstring. And you're also going to feel this nice release in that middle back. So we're breathing. Engage that core. So here it's very easy to allow that stomach to just hang down to the mat. Don't let it do that. Engage that core, find that belly button. Breathe. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. This should feel really good. This is a good one if you have an office job and you sit in a chair. Don't worry about what your coworkers think. This is good for you. All right, on your next inhale, we're just going to slowly, one arm at a time, palm face down, slide back up here. I'm going to have you grab either side of the seat again. And here what we're going to go into is we're going to go into a little bit of, if we were still in downward dog, but we're going to modify this just a little bit, making sure that your back is level here. We're going to go into knee to forehead stretch. So this is a really good one. So I'm going to have you shift your weight to that left foot. Notice that my knee is slightly bent here. I'm going to pick up, starting with the heel on that right foot, coming up to the ball of that right foot, bending that right knee. I'm going to gently go back, and then I'm going to come forward, bringing my forehead to my knee. So notice how my back is rounded here, and then my shoulders go forward just a little bit. And this is a great stretch as well. And then I'm going to go back. So inhale back, exhale, bring that knee to your forehead. Inhale back. And exhale forward. And then we're gently going to release that right foot down to the mat. Come back to that even or flat back. So it almost looks like a table here, okay? Once again, engage that core. Don't let that belly button hang down to the mat. Now we're going to shift our weight to that right foot, picking up that left heel, coming up on the left ball of that foot, bending that left knee. We're taking it back. Make sure that that right knee is softly bent here. And then exhale, bringing that knee to our forehead. So inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale. And notice when I get back here, I'm not lifting that leg all the way up, right? I'm just holding to where that low back is level here, okay? So you don't want to get off to the side or tweak those hips. You want to make sure that that low back and those hips are level at all times. So exhale, coming forward. One more. Inhale. Going back. Exhale, coming forward. Good. Placing that left foot gently back on the mat. Okay, so now we're going to go into plank. And you're like, oh, really, Melissa, plank in the chair? Yes, you can do plank in the chair. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you beginner plank and an intermediate plank in the chair. All right, I'm going to take a little step forward here with my feet so that way I can focus on my hand and arm position. So beginner plank in the chair is you're going to come down on those forearms. So notice that I'm bending those knees. All right, I'm squatting down right here. From here, we're going to take a step back with that right foot. I'm going to be on the ball of that foot and taking a step back with the left. And then I'm bringing that bum right here. So notice how straight that back is. I'm holding and I'm breathing. All right, beginners, you're going to stay there. More intermediate. We're going to have those palms right at the edge of the seat of the chair. We're going to take a step back. We're going to be on those palms, and then we're going to bring down for plank here. Now, once again, making sure that you've got that core engaged, so don't allow that belly button to hang down to the floor. We have it engaged. We're breathing. So it should look like a board here. Your back should be straight as a board. Notice I don't have my chin down. I'm not looking back at my belly, my tennis shoes, my toes. Trust me, we all have them. I'm breathing. Do 3 more breaths for a total of 5. How's that? Once again, please don't do this in a rolling chair. We'll not have a good outcome. Good. All right, So to get out of this, we're going to bend a knee, placing. So I just bent my left knee, placing that left ball of the foot. As I'm gently straightening that leg, the right leg is coming up. I'm right here. We're just going to go into a little bit of a flat back, just resting. So just a nice resting recovery pose right here. Just breathing, just breathing. All right, we're going to do one final stretch before we start the, we're going to do a cool down stretch before we go back into perfect pose here. So what I want you to do is, once again, really grab onto the seat of the chair on either side. We're simply, make sure those knees are slightly bent. We're going to come back just in a gentle V pose. So engage that core. Ooh, it should feel really good on that lower lumbar area. It should feel good trailing down the backs of your legs here. Should also open up that chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit. Deep breathing. So inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. One more time. Good. So now we're going to do we're going to do one more. I'm sorry. Engage that core. We're going to come up, bend those knees slightly, coming down into just a little bit of a modified chair here. I thought you'd like the pun. All right, modified chair. So for those of you who've taken an in-person class from me and or seen any of the live classes, you know that I love balancing on the balls of my feet. So it just helps me with that core balance. So here, this is a great way if you want to practice that move, and that's actually how I get up from the mat in a mat class. So you can actually just practice coming up on the balls of those feet, balancing here, and coming back down while you have a hold of something sturdy. And it's a really nice stretch. It's lovely. So breathing. Just holding this, it looks innocent, doesn't it? Ooh, feel that burn. That feels nice. Building strength there, muscle. Yes. One more breath. On your next inhale, straighten those legs. So now what we're going to do, we're going to bring those fingertips up to the end of that seat. Engage that core, find your belly button, and we're slowly going to come up into that standing position. All right, last thing back are those shoulders. And we're here in mountain. Breathing. And on your next exhale, release, and we're going to come back to our chair, back to perfect pose. So make sure you have a hold of that seat, coming down. Sits bones are even. I'm bringing those feet out to where those ankles are directly underneath those knees. Bringing those shoulders back, shoulders are square, chin is level. Hands are gently resting on top of my knees. Core is engaged. That belly button is sucked to my spine. When I do that, those bum muscles contract. I have a really good hold on that seat. I'm breathing. Notice that I've slowly allowed those eyes to flutter closed. So here in perfect pose, we're going to try to combine the final rest and recovery pose of corpse into this seated perfect pose. And so how we're doing this is through our breath. So we're slowly lowering that heart rate. If that heart rate was elevated, should have gotten slightly elevated with that plank. And we're bringing our breath back down to our normal cadence, our normal rhythm. focus on just letting the tension go. So starting out the crown of your head, allowing that tension to just wash down your face, wash down into your chest, shoulders, elbows, out through your fingertips, and then continue to just wash it down with each exhale into our abdomen, hips, quads, making that turn at our knees, out through our calves, and finally out through our feet. So we're focused on grounding ourselves and just letting it go. Still breathing. When you've completed that, check your position, making sure those sits bones are even, feet, the weight of our feet are even. We still have our core engaged. With your next inhale, I want you to slowly allow, remember today that we pushed off in that corner, slowly allow it to filter back in. On your next inhale, slowly allow today's to-do list, the rest of the week, this evening. This is your choice. This is your workout, your routine. Slowly allowing it to come back in. And on your final inhale, slowly allowing the sounds to come back in. And then gently fluttering those eyes open. Allowing the lights and the sights from inside and outside the room to register. I would invite you to continue sitting here for as long as you would like, just grounding yourself, letting go that self-care. For those of you who have an evening agenda, evening plans, please be very careful in rising from the chair. Make sure that you have a sturdy hold on that chair before getting up. Make sure you're grounded. In closing, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who's watching this evening and participating and/or participating later when this is posted to our YouTube channel. Namaste. Until we meet in person or virtually again next week for these free classes. Everyone stay safe and healthy. Thank you again so much. Good night.